Hey, everybody, how are you? Look at this. Voices of the Soul with two of us, three of us. Peace.
Three.
Three. Yeah, but we're the two of us, the two psychic mediums are on this evening. Miranda is busy this today, and she might be busy for a little bit this month, but we'll just see what happens. And you
Yep.
never know what goes on in this fancy town of ours, but we will have a guest next on the 19th.
19th.
Yes, because you're
I
going to
won't
be
be
on.
here.
And I just had a mini reading from Amy, who's going to be on. And holy moly, she described the street, Linda, that I grew up
Wow.
on as a child. I'm going, okay, so you're the real deal for sure, right? And then she named my uncle Paul, who had passed away, my grandfather, um, some. Oh my God, there were so many things. How I hurt my knee in hockey. Um, uh, so many different crazy things. How I was beaten up and put in the hospital.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, by the Provost gang in Montreal. It was horrible.
Wow.
Yeah, hit me with a 2x4 on the side of the head.
Wow, you're lucky to be here then.
I am. I'm very lucky. I think it was comatose for about 4 days, but
Old
that's
news?
old news, man. Now I'm in a coma every day.
You must have had angel intervention.
I did, and that was something else. So you and I, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of shit. By the way, Paula, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are y'all?
We're pretty good. We're pretty good. We just need
Yeah.
to make sure we say hi. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. And I just wanted to go through one thing as where did we all go? Here it is. And I did want to talk about how the collective consciousness works. Some people might not understand that, Linda. So I'm going to read this off a little bit because I did
Sure.
some homework. And, we need to keep our guests occupied with some of this. So the collective consciousness refers to the set of shared beliefs, ideas, attitudes, and knowledge that are common to a group or society. The concept suggests that individuals are connected on a mental, emotional, or spiritual level, forming a kind of group mind, which you can send some examples if you want to later. The idea of the collective consciousness was first introduced by sociologist Emily Durkheim, who believed that it was the force binding societies together. In his view, sharing values and beliefs create a sense of solidarity, helping individuals feel part of a larger whole. The shared consciousness can shape behaviors, influence social norms, and even guide the development of culture, which I do know that has happened. In a broader, more spiritual sense, collective consciousness is sometimes thought to represent a universal awareness that all humans and sometimes all living beings are connected to. The view is often tied to concepts like morphic field, universal mind, hive minds, and suggested that each individual's thoughts and actions contribute to an influence by a larger collective. Sounds like a cult.
If you look at it that way. I,
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? But
I kind of wanted to talk about this tonight because it's just like when you think about consciousness, a collective, if we're all connected, like even I'm not going to talk about politics, but even
no,
with
no
the
politics. We
election,
don't do that. Yeah.
um, we're all watching the news. Like it's all like everybody in the world is watching. Not everybody in the world. That's pretty bold of me to say, but a good portion of the a good lot of the population was watching or focusing on the election. So it's interesting to think about like and they fear or whatever emotion it was, they create that. It kind of reminds me of like COVID when everyone watched the news, the whole world was in fear, right?
Yes.
So
And
it's like we're all connected and it's even like it goes even to like if we want to talk about prayer, like the power of prayer. If you have about 50 people praying for one person, you're in that collective consciousness. It does have, like you've talked about, or you can hear people talk about miracles occurring, right?
that's bringing in all the same vibration too, right? We're all looking at that to try it, and that's how a lot of people work. And I work on vibration, like most of us probably do. And
Mhm.
it's always important that we try and share or want to believe what we're doing for someone. And if you talk to them like we do, you're a Reiki master extraordinaire, and you send energy and that vibration, and that's a collective conscious right there to heal us, because you do it to me at least once a week just because.
Just because I can. Nothing to do with me. It's just channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even like if you think about a concert, like even because Taylor Swift is in town, like it's more about energy in a concert, but it's a collective energy, right? Because everybody's on that level or that brain waves. But meditation, and interesting, we were just talking before the show about meditation. Over COVID, I did 4 meditations, and I don't know if it was on Twitter or old night, like X, before it was X. But there was a meditation, over 1 billion people did it in the world. And it was a guided meditation. And everyone, like it was, one was at 11 in the morning, one was 11 at night, one was at 2 a.m. But if enough people got up and did it, like it changed the magnetic frequency of the world.
and
So
that's
it does different things, but it's like we're all connected.
and
Like
that's
it wanted to send healing to the world, right? So it's interesting.
um when we work on ourselves, that's a collective as well, because we're talking to our body, we're trying to heal ourselves, we're trying to fix things that belong to us. That's also another form of collective, because
Mhm.
we're in there trying to fix things or to try and make things better, so it all works that way. When we
Right.
lose someone, everyone gathers together, and they remorse over the loss of someone. And as time goes by, we all reflect on that, and it's not as sad anymore as it is good memories that we want to try and bring back to that person, and that energy flows back, and usually that's when we can get answers from the dead.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. um
And can I just say, like, even with the collective consciousness, like when you channel, you're in the collective, and living or dead, you can connect to their consciousness.
yes.
So it's interesting because you can see their memories just like they were alive, right? When you connect with spirit.
And we have that new guest coming next week, Amy, and she's in the room. I just saw her name come up, and
Hi, hi,
she
Amy.
and it's going to be a very interesting show. And it's funny how we when a lot of intuitive people get into this side of our world and start eating and sleeping what we do, and then they want to understand more, because what happened to Amy was everything came to her right out of nowhere, right out of left field, is basically, and every time somebody does something, um, it's like Amy was able to see things. The bigger thing, like I told you earlier, was Côte Saint Luc, of all places. That was her first sentence to me, and I'm going, there is nobody other than my family who have passed away that would have known that I lived in Côte Saint Luc
Wow, that's
and the road. So it was very cool. And she picked up my grandfathers and grandmothers, and she said, what she sees behind me here is she sees the same thing. She just doesn't know which one to talk to at one time. So that's going to be interesting for next week. So we're still in the month of Scorpio, right? And I wanted to add a few things about the Scorpion thing that's happening right now, because of what's going on towards the end of this week. Scorpios are going to now start feeling more calm, believe it or not. They're going to work with us. They're going to talk to us. They're going to have new jobs. They're going to have new relationships. They're going to start gaining more money for themselves. They're going to start feeling more comfortable in their own surroundings, finally. And so Scorpios are going to change quite drastically in the job or in their relationships, because they're going to be extremely demanding. And we do have a moon coming somewhere, don't we, Linda?
we do. And I'm gonna this is to Miranda.
I can't wait.
Because I always sit quiet during the astrology part because I don't know, but here we are. So on Friday, which is November 15th, we have a full moon in Taurus, bringing us a moment of deep release, grounded empowerment, and unexpected transformation. The full moon isn't a typical Taurian lunation. It's charged with electrifying energy because of the moon's conjunction with Uranus, the planet of rebellion and liberation. So I feel like for even Taurus, which I did read, which is my sign, is that we're going to be like glowing up and then leaving stuff behind that doesn't serve us.
And I'm hoping that all of us get to have that,
Yeah.
just not you, okay?
Well, I'm hoping for me, but I hope for everyone. I'm not
too.
selfish.
But that would be that's going to be amazing for a lot of people because of the anxiety that we've gone through in 2024, rebuilding our careers. We're full time out of COVID. We're back into the mainstream. Everyone's not talking to one another anymore. We're just becoming again a part of the system, I guess, and
Yeah.
we don't have time for ourselves, and we've got to learn to make time for ourselves. I saw a woman today that I had a session with, and I just said, "You like to keep your kids home," and I said, "That's kind of like away from school," and she just said to herself, like, "I have to. I don't. Our lives are so busy that I don't mind keeping them home for one day, and we'll bake cookies." We'll watch a few of their cartoons. We'll have a conversation. And it doesn't have to be about school and regulatory things. She just wants her children to be happy. And so she does it once or twice a month now.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
1 or 2 days out of school isn't going to hurt you.
No, I don't think so. Just like, because I still know 3 + 3 is 7. So I grew up that way. I'm going to be fine.
You're just fine. Are there any questions, Paula?
Not just yet, just a lot of people saying hello and welcome. We've got like 39 people here tonight already.
Amazing.
So it's awesome.
If anybody has any questions, so we could talk about anything under the sun tonight. So if you have a question about anything personal and you just want some insight, no details, just give us a holler because
We're here.
we need to go.
Give us your birth date when you're asking the question, if you don't mind, please. And Amy, again, she just said, like, Brian, there was a Brian for me, right? And I'm going, the Brian person was someone that was very narcissistic in my life, very controlling, was within a group of friends that we had. Sadly, he passed away from cancer, but he decided to show up right beside me in our little reading conversation between Amy and I. Am going, like, why do you need me to say it's okay? Why all of a sudden you need to say it's okay, you can move on? Like, it's almost like Brian was asking me these questions, but he was still a dick. He was a horrible person, and he made you feel small all the time. And why he was in my essence and I didn't feel him enough to worry about him, but it was there. So it was kind of crazy. So it was interesting. And I'm just she just gave me one more name, Jack. And if any psychics know who Jack is, he's around me too, and I don't know why.
Do you know Jack?
It's like the tip of my tongue, Jack, but I have not been able to go through my ancestry to find a Jack, but I'm pretty sure there is one there. And as a kid, I think we talked about a Jack, but it's only hearsay. I'd have to really start looking it up, but that was a kind of a crazy thing too,
Interesting.
So, yeah. Paula, is there a question? No, there is.
Sarah put in her birth date, but didn't put a question. So if you have a question, Sarah, let us know.
She's here they're coming in now.
Cool.
All right. Maryann, want to read that question?
Sure. She's January 28th, 1973. Her work let go the president today. What changes are going to come from all of this, and will I be safe with all the changes?
That feels like a shakedown all the way down to the core. It feels like there's a shake up. Things that people will be repositioned. I feel like you're going to be turned around somehow to do something else. I don't see you out.
I don't see her out
You've been
either.
there a long time, Maryann. I feel like you've been there a long time.
And it's just like the president of the company was old news and he was refusing to move forward. And I think there was something dishonest about him too.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, this man. So, and it's a good thing because there were others, like you said, Linda, that will.
It'll fuddle down and then
Yeah.
shifting, like there'll be shifting or different roles, but within the same.
Yeah.
There'll be other people that are let go, but not like that was the big one that was supposed to go. Yeah.
That was to shake everyone up and just
Yeah.
to say, we're not taking this shit anymore, which is good, you know? So that's good. 3 years.
Maryann said, yeah, 3 years and correct.
Oh, wow. Cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
I have another one here too.
Sure.
And if you're finished.
We're keep
that?
fighting them off, guys.
Okay. V. Chambly says she has I'm not sure if it's he or she here, has a question. Bit silly, really. Will I find a lover before the year is up? Birthday is June 22nd, 1993.
A cusper. That's a Gemini Cancer person right there.
I feel like when you're in a lack, because when we lack something, we're in a lack, so we're not going to attract it. Like when you want it so much, you're worrying about it, you stop the flow. I feel like it's next year. I don't think it's before this year. I feel like it's in like January, February, March.
Linda, you always have these amazing, like, great words to use for people. Like, you know, I would not have thought of that. I would have just said, you know, it's going to happen. Yeah, you just have to wait for the good things to come on and that kind of thing. Don't and don't overthink it. Just let it flow and it'll come through. And for that birth date and 93, that person's going to come into their lives is going to be very good to them. That's what I do know.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because when you think about energetically, we're all energy, and like money's energy, love is energy. Like when we worry about it, it stops the flow. So we have to, like, if energetically everything has to flow. And when we worry about things or wait for the outcome, it stops the flow.
That's right.
So
Maryann shares a birthday with Sarah Rush. Look at
that's
that.
cool.
That's crazy. So collective now. There was another thing for me was when everyone around the world themselves feels something traumatic happening, like a world war back in the 40s, or right now what's happening in the Ukraine, and the amount of now we're not being political here. We're just talking about how this thing works, and we all want the war to end, or we want people to be convicted for their abuse or their war crimes, that kind of thing. As a collective, we're able to gather someone and hopefully find them in a place where they can be charged. If everybody thinks the same thing or has the same idea, that's a good feeling for people to get rid of, right? So that's an interesting thing for me too.
But you know what they talk about, like it's an interesting perspective, but if we can create our own reality, if you stop paying attention to the noise, like if you were to focus in on CNN, say, or you're watching something and you keep focusing on the negative, if you turn away and you start to create, would it create your own reality? I do believe it does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't focus in on the bullshit, like you start to create something different.
Right, because
and a lot of people stopped trusting the news over the last 5 years. So it's like people are harder to control, I guess, without the programming. But
right.
It's interesting to see where we are now, right?
Yeah, and I've stepped away from the news now. I do need to pay attention to some things for weather, I guess, but I'm not. As soon as I hear certain topics, it's just like I'll turn it off, and I'll watch. I don't know. Who knows?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Yeah, we could do that and figure it all out at the same time. That would be pretty good.
Funny.
There's questions.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, crew, by the way. Thank you. We got 47 people sitting with us right now. So all
Fantastic.
47 of you, we love you. We do. Thank you.
So the next one we can go to is from Petra. And Where did that one go? Sorry. They all came in so quick there. Oh yeah, Petra. She's May 14th, 1965. Will she get the job she just applied for?
So
Yeah, I get like I don't know with this one. It's like there's no clear line. It feels like there's a waiting period before you hear. It feels like your resume goes on the top stack, but it's not like it's one under where you need it to be. Just hang tight, the right one. Sometimes the jobs will come when they're supposed to. Even like when you get disappointed, then the next job is the best thing that ever happened to you, right? So try not to get into a panic about it.
yes, that'd be good. And continue taking care of your cats, Petra. um, I now with the questions, I had something else to ask. I'm off it today, you know. I know exactly. Um, we had I can't read even with my glasses, man.
It's
What's
okay.
going
Well,
on?
Megan has a question here too.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
hit that Megan
Yeah.
Rogers. Yeah.
Megan Rogers, yeah, she's February 1st, 1987. She wants to know how she can refocus her search for a new job.
Okay. Well, Megan, it's to let a lot of the things go that were happening to you before. It's looking at yourself. What is it that you want to do? And we want to be able to manifest something that we're looking for. That's number one. And Linda's very good at doing that. And I believe that Amy is another one who's very good at manifesting things. You guys are freak me out the way that you guys can do that. And Megan has a lot of opportunity elsewhere in another state, but not the state that she's in because she's going to go dormant.
It's funny you say that because I see you looking in the wrong area, Megan. Like you're looking in the wrong area, or you're looking at the same place in the area that isn't going to serve you. So you have to move out. But so many opportunities come from another state. You're right about that. Like so many.
Megan, I didn't tell her a thing, okay? She
Yeah.
said it for us there
Yeah.
because I almost told her the same thing.
But I feel like a lot of, and they're all good opportunities too. I feel like you're going to be pulled like 5 different opportunities. See 5 different branches out that way.
She is a smart young lady. I'm telling you. It's nice to see someone who has that control and then she has a narcissistic boss, which is not the best thing in the world, right?
No, he tries to sabotage her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jealousy.
All that jealousy. It's crazy.
Next question is from Sandra Modestino, June the 19th, 1975. Will she ever stop attracting narcissistic men and be in a healthy, non-toxic, safe relationship?
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go in that one because I was going to have something else, but you say it first.
I feel like every empathic soul, that's what we always pick. We pick the narcissistic person or persons, and that's like the first few relationships we ever attract. But it's about loving yourself and breaking away from that. And I think we're all in the place right now to start to love ourselves. It's men and women. It takes a long time. Mostly women in their 40s. That's when they hit the peak of when they start to love themselves. But if you could know what you deserve. We want equal love. We don't want this imbalance, right? We want to have an equal relationship. And even by saying like affirmations, like I deserve equal love. I'm ready for the one, but it's like almost like you have to go through like the darkness of the night to heal yourself before you are ready for it, right? But I do see in the future for you, like it's not maybe the next one, but like something in the future where it's like, wow, it's a breath of fresh air. Somebody who's interesting, he's funny, he's got nice hair. But he wants to hold your hand and he's like decent and he wants like he's motivated. He's like a go-getter or somebody you're not having to financially support, right? But I like it.
And listen, he's going to have a name like Ronald or something, so don't be mean.
But
So
hang in there because
hang in there.
every single one of us goes through that.
And June 19th, that's the same birth date as Jill.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a 6-year difference, but hey, I hope Jill's not looking for another guy.
You better be on your best behavior.
Yes, I will from now on. Jill, what do you want? Let me come. I'll go with there right now. That's good.
And Sandy has a question here. She's August 22nd, 1970. Her sister is going through a lot of pain losing her grandchild. Will she overcome it?
Sorry for your loss.
Yes, sorry for your loss.
That
It's
hurt.
like, and it's it's your sister. Okay, so it's your sister's son. And was he like under 10? Yes. Yes. I feel like they're gonna have a lifetime of pain. Like it's like when he left, he took a piece of their heart with them. They just like it's time doesn't heal. It just you have to find a new way. Like it'll just be a new reality, right? It's just they're not gonna need a lot of grief counseling, I feel.
They will.
Like a lot of support, like it's like a village. They need a village to help them. I feel like this was a tragic accident, something tragic.
It was horrible.
Sandy said yes.
I promise that they'll need all the family. They need all the family, but it's they don't want to have answers right now. Like they don't want to hear so sorry for a lot. They don't want to hear that anymore. They just want to be left alone kind of and sit in it. But I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some sort of like bench or they're going to do something to honor this child. And they're going to like do something at the school. Like I feel like they're going to make something where it's like it's nice to have him honored because he deserves that, even though he was little. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
And I know it's going to happen. And I feel it's a community thing. I feel it's from the township too. I feel like there's going to be amends made in a weird, it doesn't bring him back, but it's better than not having, right? Like,
I was just feeling like the Christmas season that's coming, that maybe people will donate Christmas gifts to that from that child's name to other children that deserve. I was picking that up somehow. And we don't get over our loved ones easily. It's not that we should or have to. I'm going on 47 years with the loss of my parents. I do think of them every day. I do. I have their mannerisms and I realize different things. And I'm just happy that I got my almost 20 years with them when you think about it. So it was, if you can remember 5 years, 10 years, that memory does not fade. It
but
really doesn't.
it's shitty. Sorry for swearing, but it's like nobody should ever lose a child.
No.
No matter if you're 50 or you're like their baby, there never should be losing a child ever.
My grandfather was like that when my mom passed away. He was devastated. And I feel bad for a lot of people that way, you know, and you can't reassure them. You can't console them because he was old school. He was very healthy. And he wished that he was the one, the unselfishness of that man, you know, it was pretty cool.
But my friend Maureen is watching and she's a grief counselor and she would say, you just got to go through it like moment by moment, day by day, hour by hour. That's the best advice I ever heard. Right? When it's right fresh, when it's new, right?
And Sandy said yes, they are naming the park after him as well as putting a bench for him.
Oh, God bless. That makes me want to cry. That's so nice. I can see that. That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
There's a whole township, like a whole lot of people behind that. So
yep. What else we got here? Mary DeRochier? Is that a question? I can't.
Yeah, she said, I would like to volunteer, but don't know what to do. Do you see where or what?
Oh my God. This woman can do anything.
But I feel like she wants to be more impactful. Like she doesn't want to be in a library. She'd probably rather be in a hospital setting or something like a hospice or something where she's making a difference. That's what I feel like. You could do anything, but I don't like knocking door to door, doing something that's like collecting money isn't your thing, but actually being in a hospital or, you know, even checking people in a hospital or pushing them to appointments, that's something that might be up your alley.
Maybe convince your husband to move to Whitby. I'm not trying to be bad. That would be interesting. But volunteering at the church would have been nice or something to that effect, but that you don't have to do that. maybe a breakfast club, or even working for food banks because they need us.
That's great. Like somewhere it's impactful. She needs impact.
Yeah. And it's like it's fun, and you get to do group things, and then you can throw me in an extra can of tuna. You know, that'd be good. Oh, guess what? We're a half hour into our show already.
I went by quickly.
We have 30 minutes to go, people. And
Time flies when you're having fun.
doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yep. I think we just have to party now. And if we can party, that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll have an impact on that one. So that'll be good.
Yeah, if anybody wants to talk about anything like or broach any subjects that we're not talking about, could be stories or something that's happened to you, we're always interested to hear too.
Yeah. Amy had suggested earlier on to talk about setting intentions.
That's a powerful thing to do. Now, would a new moon be good to set intentions, Jim?
Always.
Because I don't know.
That's what we do is on the new moon is set an intention.
Okay.
And it's very important that we do that constantly, because it's important for that type of moon energy to absorb anything that's challenging and give us an opportunity to make things work. So I definitely, the new moon is that. The full moon is something just to cleanse anything away from us. But the new moon, new beginning, get that done. I 100% believe that.
But even intention, like you can put intention in your room. You can, like when I clear places, we put prosperity, health, wellness. Like you can write the words, you could write the intention, you can put whatever it may be. We all want to be healthy and prosperous. But intention, even a word, like words have power. So whatever you want, if you complain, you're saying what you're attracting, what you don't want. If you're saying what, like positivity, like even I always say this every day, is like, what amazing things going to happen to me today? And you watch crazy things happen. If you complain, you create like the storm of the black cloud, right? So intention is powerful. Intention is even intention. You think about people, interestingly enough, like when you hear like people who are like older and they want to stay in their home and they say, this will be the last place, like I'm going to die in this house. 99% of the time, those people will die in the house because their intention is that. So that's like people don't recognize, like people with illnesses, if they are like, this isn't going to take me, like even with a cancer diagnosis, their intention will take them farther.
Yes.
If you give up, you will give up, but intention, like you got a mind over matter kind of thing.
And it does work. And I've seen it firsthand. My mother stayed alive until we turned of age. That's what we believe all of us do when she had cancer, because we were all under 5 when she had cancer. So, and then she just stuck around until we could fend for ourselves. But I still didn't know how to do dishes or do laundry, you know.
Do you still now? No?
No. I can fold though. I'm very good at folding.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
But it's like the littlest of intention. Like people don't even. I said that once. I had one of my clients is like he's in the medical profession, and he was fascinated by the word intention because he never thought about it that way. It really was food for thought for him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know this Maureen?
Yes, I do. That's my friend Maureen.
So Maureen, she should come on the show.
I asked her already, but she said, I don't even know, but we could just shoot this shit, Maureen.
Maureen, one day we'd like you to come on and
she was on before.
Was she? I don't remember. Sorry, Maureen.
The haunting day when we were talking about ghost stories, Maureen was on.
Maureen, hi. Well, that'd be kind of cool. And there's a couple of other people in there that I wouldn't mind saying, hey, come back on here. That'd be fun. Simone, she has a question, and go ahead.
Want me to read that?
Yes, please.
She's been here before. We're now sending out our pitch deck packages. Do you see a good response?
Yes.
Is that still true? If yes, when will we start to hear back from investors?
It said yes right away. Like it's yes. It's like yes, it's coming. I feel like I don't know, like there's some sort of hold and maybe the end of November, but it'll be not over December, but more January. I think all sorts of stuff is coming in January for you. And then buckle up because you're going to be busy.
I don't think she'll be able to breathe. When she gets this thing going, it's just
Yeah.
going to be nonstop. It's going to be a flurry of whatever she wanted before.
It
And
just shows me offers like coming down from the sky, like offers, offers, offers. See the light changed in my room when I said
yes,
that?
Simone, and
Yes.
this woman is good, by the way. Linda knows her things because she says stuff and it happens.
Not always,
Well,
but
not always, but a majority of the time, the intent, and we're giving them positive vibes, because it's hard for someone who's been working their whole lives for someone else and then they are going to create their own business.
yeah.
I've seen her pitch deck. It's pretty cool. It is very cool. And it's going to help a lot of people worldwide. So
I think
that'll be nice.
that's amazing. I think Maryann wants to come on.
Yep.
If you want to, just for fun, we won't freak you out or scare you, I promise.
No, we won't do either.
I can and I would, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, we're going to be nice about it, okay?
Oh, Maryann, great.
Laura has a question here too. She's April 19th, 1973. Why does my house feel so active sometimes? Is it something I'm unintentionally doing? What can I do on the daily to keep the house calmer?
Is it near the front of the house, like near the living room and the front door? If you could ask her, because I feel like it's all at the front of the house.
Yep. Just wait for Laura's response here.
Yep.
I'm
And
sure
Amy says while we're waiting, she lives on a cemetery. Is that a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
you know,
On it or around it?
On a
On it. Good Lord. Ooh, I wouldn't
whereabouts.
want to do that.
I'm trying to figure out now where you are, Amy.
and Laura said yes.
It's at the front, yeah.
Mm.
Would she be okay if I cleared it? Because I don't like all the energy and it's not all good stuff. I don't see any spirit. I see all darkness, shadow. Because I can clear it right now. It's shadowy. It's gross.
She was a guest on my show once. She's a very nice person too.
She is.
It's right by the front door.
Yeah, she's too nice to it. She's trying to be friends with this thing, but you don't befriend those things. So I'm just pushing it out of your front door. I think there's a window at the top, or there's a side window, and I just want to, like, I'm not asking, I'm just getting. I can see Amy's energy. She has the green energy, like a sign of a healer.
She is very
Yeah.
strongly that way.
Yeah, I
What-
can see her
I think
standing there, like she's near the front door, I think, when she's doing this, and she can feel it go. And it's just about out. There it goes.
Laura, hopefully you're
There.
not having nachos and cheese for supper or a bowl of cereal tonight, right? Because it's like 6 o'clock. Eat something good, please.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going
Oh,
with that
sorry.
one.
Does not eat properly when she gets home.
Oh.
That's just her, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm
Wonder.
just gonna send a email to Maureen to have her come on with you guys. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
that sounds great.
Now, Simone doesn't have patience, by the way. And
Okay.
I know Simone, and she's just going, wonder what the hold is.
An interesting question, because it just seems like there's like I can see activity. I see it's in their possession. It's almost like they have meetings to like figure out what they want to do with it. But there's more than one person looking at this. So I feel like one will come through. I guess you have to like keep your options open, but I feel like like it's almost like you have to review all of them before you pick. And I feel like the little trickles come in, but you got to wait, hold out and like assess. That's probably what it is. Like multiple offers will come in and you have to assess which one, wait for the better one or who you're aligned with, because you don't want to align with a company that doesn't see your vision.
And they need some good investors. There's one that's coming up, and I really think that it has a lot of red in the program for me. So she's gonna get this. It's just a matter of patience, and it's tough. Like, when you're just working for yourself now and not a regular paychecks coming through, but
I feel like someone's going to have to fly to different places to have meetings about this. Like she's going to have to fly to a
right,
different state or something to have meetings.
which is important.
But it's where it's like Simone, I'm not gonna ask her where she is, but I feel she's flying west.
They're in California.
Oh, so she's already the west. So
Yeah,
it's not so it's like then it would be if she's already there, then it's in the Midwest or it's in like Chicago. It could be New York. It could be that's not so far as Chicago as New York, but it could be
right,
Chicago.
right.
Yep.
It's interesting. That's true.
Yep.
I
Maureen's here now.
Well, let her in. I am just hiding my view for 30 seconds and I'll be back. I'm still here.
Okay.
You're not hidden.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, Maryann.
Not so good with
Hi.
the hiding.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So we can read you if you want, Maryann. What do you want? Do you just want to talk? Do you want us to read you or what?
Sure. Well, so I mean, I always have a bunch going on. But I've been exploring a few options for new work things to potentially do in the new year, and I'm wondering if it looks like some of them might come to fruition. I've got a couple of options coming to me that people are bringing ideas to me, or I'm connecting with people about ideas. So I'm a grief and trauma therapist, and Linda, you know that, and Jim, now you do
Yes.
too.
But
Um,
the thing about you, Maureen, is having you on here is there anything specific that somebody needs to do for grief? Like losing someone right off the bat? Are there like the top three things somebody should be doing, or am I?
yeah, that's a really great question. And so the keys in terms of grief is remembering that when you have a loss, that grief is a process of adjustment. And it's always you're adapting to the new situation. So when someone's not with you physically anymore, you're adapting to that. So whatever your routine with them was, whatever part they played in your physical life, that's shifted and you've got now this gap and you have to get used to it. And so depending on your relationship, like one of the hardest things is for parents who lose a child, just like you were talking about, because that's out of order. Parents are not supposed to outlive their children, no matter how children die and no matter what age a child dies at. That's not how it's supposed to go. And so adjusting to that is almost impossible and almost unbearable.
Okay, well, I felt for my grandfather with my mom because to his dying lips of his day, I get to see my daughter, is what he said before he left.
Yes, yes.
No, that's what
Yep.
he said. So
Yeah.
it never left him. And
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't. No. And I think like grief is also about love and attachment. So the more you love someone, the more attached you are, the deeper your grief will be, the more wrenching it is, the harder it is to adjust to their absence. So those are really important aspects. And there's 4 tasks of mourning when it comes to grief. If you want a little lesson on that.
yes, please.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first is to accept the reality that it's happened, because often, our system is shocked. We're used to the person being physically there, so we have to accept the reality that they're not physically with us anymore. And then the second aspect is this idea that we have to feel the feelings of the grief. We can't shove them down. We can't push them aside. We can't outrun them. We have to just feel the mourning, whatever that brings: pain, fear, guilt, regret, sadness, sometimes relief if it was really hard when the person was alive for any reason, relief that they're out of their pain, those kinds of things. And then the third task is to establish some kind of a connection with them. And so that could be an energetic or spiritual or feeling connection, but also it's how we hold them in our memory, in our home, in our lives, in our hearts. And so that connection, when we feel like we've got a connection to them, even though they're not physically here, that's the third piece, the third task. And then the fourth task is to make some meaning and live with purpose. So even though your life has changed because the person died, you find some meaning and you live with purpose. And so I would say that these are not stepwise linear tasks. We're in and out of them. They're messy. It's uncomfortable and awkward but those are the 4 basic things we're trying to do after someone we love has died.
Maryann, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
we should never ever punish someone for continuously grieving, do we?
No,
Is that
we
ridiculous?
never stop grieving because we never stop loving them.
Okay. And I want people to know that, because on my psychic readings, people ask me, when am I ever going to get over this grief? When am I ever? And I tell them very, very gently that that is a process that you don't get over. You just get used to it in some way or form or another. But you're holding on to these memories, and you should. And that is a happy thing for me, because I like those kind of things. You can't touch, it's not tactile anymore, but the memory is there.
Yeah, and it's very much about how do you adjust to their physical absence, hold them present in your life and your heart, and make make purpose and meaning of your life until it's your turn, right? And
Yeah.
so they will always be part of your story. They'll always be part of your love. And so your grief will always be present because you will always miss them. You'll just carry it differently over time as you adapt.
Thank you. That is just amazing. And you're so it's like what you're talking about, young lady.
Well, she's the best. Maryann is
You
the
know?
best. I've seen
thanks.
her in action.
Yeah, thanks,
That's
Linda.
perfect. Now, are you taking on any private clients? Do you do that type of thing? Or are you working? Can people
Well,
get a hold of you if they
You
need
got
it?
to tell Jim and everyone what you do, because you just aren't, you're doing some amazing things
Yeah.
in the grief. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a private practice in Cobourg, Ontario. I'm a registered social worker, and I have a team of 5 social workers that work with me, and we all focus in grief and trauma with our own sort of specialties. I particularly focus in traumatic loss, so the sudden, unexpected, often violent deaths are the ones that I specialize in, and supporting people as they adjust after something like that has happened. So I run grief groups, particularly for survivors of suicide or homicide loss, and I do that bringing in elements of expressive arts. So right now I'm running a group for survivors of suicide loss, and it's a grief group, but it's also a songwriting group, and so they're learning about songwriting for healing and writing personal songs for healing, and so I do a lot of therapeutic writing workshops and groups as well. And I just had a conversation today with somebody about the idea of creating an improv, like a drama therapy type improv program for healing and wellness in grief and trauma.
When's your book coming out, Maryann?
Well, she has some. She already has a few.
I have
Okay.
4 books. I have 4
4
books out. Another thing that I do is I work with first responders and people on the front lines for self-preservation and wellness, and bring things that I've learned. I've been in the field for 33 years, and I was a child welfare worker for 20 of those. And so I bring the things that I've learned. So I have a memoir out about my own grief experiences with miscarriage. I have a book called Self-Preservation that I just released in September, a survival guide for a career in trauma-exposed work or environments.
Okay.
I have a book of affirmations called What I Wish for You. And I have a book.
This one.
That's the one. Yeah. That started out as a journal entries for my children. And then when I finished the journal, I was like, I wish this for everybody. So I published it. And now it's a gift book. And I have a novel where the main character is a child welfare worker in the Canadian child welfare system.
They're amazing.
That's amazing.
That is fantastic.
Yep.
So on that line, I have a new memoir I'm working on about therapeutic writing and songwriting. That's going to be part memoir, part guidebook to teach people how to use songwriting and writing for their own
For healing.
healing.
Yeah.
And then I have a book. I have a sequel to the novel
Yeah.
And I have another novel that I have that was the very first novel I wrote 10 years ago. And I'm hoping to publish all three of those books in 2025. So if all
Exciting.
the stars align, I'll pull those all off.
Feel like you will. Now, can we answer a question for you? Because I get Halifax. Is one of those offers that you're talking about for yourself in Halifax?
No,
Job opportunity, pardon me?
not yet. No.
Because I feel like you're
Interesting.
going to travel out east for that one. Something in Halifax.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I actually have a connection in Halifax in the Maritimes who did ask me about work but hadn't got back to me, so I'd kind of forgotten about that one. So maybe that is gonna come through. Okay.
Not just for the chowder, my dear.
Although that's always the most
What
one of
we
the
go
most
for.
Yeah.
Maryann and I love good chowder.
Yeah.
We have a birthday person who's going to come on. Maureen, we still want you to stick around. We don't want you to go anywhere. Okay. And
Yep.
just be part of this. We're just going to send her the link. And we have 10 minutes left, people.
Woohoo.
So we're going to keep that live. Maureen, when you're doing who do you speak to when you need to get release of all of this trauma?
So Linda, and also I have a therapist, as a therapist as well, and I have also some peer support. Like, I think that doing the kind of work that's working with people, life and death work, emotional work, having a few folks in your inner circle who get it and can share it with you, and you share with them, that's really powerful too.
That's
Right?
awesome. That is really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to, if I'd like to share some of your information, maybe just to give to other people to get a hold of you if you're not busy or however they do it, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I'm always open to referrals or conversations with people, because if I can't be the one, I sometimes can connect them with the right one. And I'm part of a network across Ontario too. So I have the possibility of helping people find someone through the Bereavement Ontario network, for example, across Ontario kind of. So
You see, and I love that because as psychics, when they're asking for something that I can't do, I will give them a psychic that can help them. I'll send them to Linda,
yeah.
I'll send them to Angie, and it looks like we're going to eventually send some to Amy down the road. But
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to be able to do these kind of things because everybody needs some form of release for sure, because it is a burden and it is something, but it's also something like you're very angelic and very one of the most beautiful souls I've met. And I'm a medium, but I can see thousands of souls behind you. And they are watching out for you. So it's a bed of love for you in that regard. They'll always take care of you as long as you want them to. They'll always be there for you. That much I do know.
That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
But it's nice to be impactful. Like it's interesting with Maryann and I, because we talk shop and it's so different. We do such different things, but it's in the same realm. So it's kind of interesting to go at it from different angles. But yeah, it's been a learning both ways, right? Like
yeah, it has been. And I think healing is healing, even though there are so many different ways we come to it and at it.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I like that. Okay, we've got 5 minutes or 4 minutes. Let's get on Ria for a couple of minutes, and it is her birthday. So we will see. There was a nice picture of her and her 3 little babies. And well, hello, Ria. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ria.
Thanks,
Happy
guys.
birthday.
Thank you. I was just saying happy birthday to Selena here.
Yeah, it's Selena's birthday today too. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Selena.
happy birthday, Selena.
That's
Happy
awesome.
birthday, Selena.
Now, Ria is Joe, the original producer of the show, and then we fired Joe and we took on Paula.
He's watching.
It was a good decision. It was a good decision.
Are all your little ones in bed now?
I think my oldest is still poking around up there.
Okay.
Mommy, come sleep with me.
There you
No,
It's my
Go to
birthday.
sleep.
No, it's my
leave me
birthday.
alone.
So you have a lot of good things to look forward to in 2025, young lady.
I hope so. I feel it.
You're going to be putting things together. You're going to be less confined. You're going to open up different doors. You're going to take on the world in a way, which is going to be important where, you're not going to have signs of an early nest syndrome with a 3, 5, and 7-year-olds. We're not going to have that, right? Is that how? No, it's 2, 3.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
No, I think so. I think it's going to be okay. But we understand that Joe is the biggest baby out of all of this. So we'll put up with that one,
He's definitely the neediest.
He is.
Very needy.
Does one of your kids have a tooth loose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
They're
feel
so
the teeth.
cute.
I always go with the teeth.
Yeah, actually, my middle guy, that's my 5-year-old, he has a dentist appointment on Friday, and he keeps saying, "Mom, this tooth, this
It's
tooth."
wiggly. It's wiggly.
Yeah.
He just
I'm like,
wants
"Come
money.
here."
He just
He's
wants
gonna-
the tooth fairy.
What's that tooth fairy?
Probably.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw someone
probably.
give $20 from the tooth fairy. I'm going, wow, man, $20.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
I can do with $20. Have you got any questions, Ria, while we're just standing here and
I
sitting?
just wanted to actually ask Linda, if there's like some shit happening in my house, because I feel like there's nothing bad is happening. There's a shift. There's been a shift, and I
You know,
can't
the top
I
of the
can't feel it
stairs,
out.
the top of the
Mhm.
stairs before you come down, there's something there and there's something in the basement.
Oh,
I can fix it. Don't worry. I'll get it as soon as we get off.
Oh.
I'll fix it for you.
please, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like mischievous. Did you hear
Like-
walking down this? You have hardwood
Yes,
on
yes.
on the stairs right in that hallway.
Yeah,
And-
I know you're freaking me out.
Yeah. Have you heard like like creaking?
Yeah, like the floor, I'll say
Yeah,
the
it's-
joke.
it's
One
that-
of the
it's-
kids are up.
No,
You
it's
know?
not. No, it's not.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. But it's like at the top of the stairs as we speak. It's like right at the top of the stairs, like looking this way.
What is it though?
So you have a bathroom down that hall on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna take it down right now. I'll take a walk right down your hallway, and I'm gonna get it out that bathroom window. Did someone leave a towel on the floor?
Yes, there's a towel on the floor right now.
I know. I'm in your bathroom right now, so it's going out. And there's a toothbrush not in the holder.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh,
Just
they're
saying.
everywhere.
Yeah, I know. With 3 of them, I don't know how you do it. God bless you.
I know.
Okay, so it's just out, and then the one in the basement I'll do in a minute. But that you felt a relief right there, right?
Yeah, I just felt like something came sucking out of my chest there.
Yeah, because that's and I don't know what it was, but it wasn't nice. Like it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's just a little like effort,
hmm
like
Okay.
something that you don't need. But the basement one's a little bigger, and I'm just gonna get it out. There's a lot of
Okay.
boxes down there, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can
As
see
Jim has seen firsthand.
it. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, we're in between unpacking for Christmas, business stuff. So everything is everywhere. But
There's a
It's
window
clean,
down there,
nice.
but it's not a walkout, is it? It's not.
no,
It's
no.
a well windows, right? And they're new.
Yeah.
You got new well windows. Like it's new, right? They're not old
It's that-
yucky ones.
No,
Yeah.
the house is like 8 years old.
Yeah, because I can see
Yeah.
that. It's nice.
Yeah,
That's an efficient house right there.
it is. It sure is.
So
Yeah,
we're
no, I've just been feeling like that. I can't even say exactly what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling something is off.
you
in
just
here. My
left it.
kids
It
are
just left.
acting.
It just left.
Okay.
I
You
thought you
felt
might have,
better. Like you felt it level down too, right?
hmm
Okay.
I thought maybe you were just feeling
Text
old.
me if you need like that.
Mhm.
If you have that again, just text me. I can fix it in 2 seconds. Like, don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank
have the
you.
greatest day ever.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
it was a
you-
good day. It was a very good day.
Now you're free.
Yes.
Free of free of it.
I want a
Three of
donut.
it, yeah.
Give me donuts.
What?
That's what we had. We had sprinkled donuts.
Yes, I saw that on Instagram. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, we're gonna let
Thanks,
you go
guys.
now.
Bye,
Thank you
Maria.
so much.
Have a best rest of your day. God bless.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Later, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Here's Maryann again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is
Thanks.
there a website or something you can put in the chat, Maureen, if people want to reach out to you?
Yeah, it's can I put that in? I can do that.
Yeah.
And I'll put it into the chat here on
And I just want to say to Maryann, when we're working here, is like I see like a direct out to Halifax, kind of like out east, but then I see a couple like smaller things, and then there's something bigger coming. So just whatever the biggest thing that you had in mind, it comes the last, but it's a big project and it's really impactful.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, but it's good, and it's all like it shows me in like a white light bubble, which means it's a perfect opportunity. Like it's a perfect storm, which
Okay.
is so good. So
Okay.
get some rest, my friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need it. You're going to be busy, one busy gal. This lady is up playing music all the time. She's at songwriting circles. She does amazing stuff.
What is
That's
your
good.
what's your genre of music?
Folk.
Folk?
Yeah, a couple of protest songs lately, but mostly folk. Like,
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, folk. And I learned to write songs in 2020 instead of baking sourdough bread.
Yep.
And I learned how to play guitar in 2021. So I'm a newbie, but I'm super keen. So I've worked really hard at it.
Wow.
Well,
Another
it's been and it's super therapeutic for me. You asked me, Jim, what I do to take care of myself, and I would say that, you know, I used to do a lot of things that were not so healthy, in terms of you know, distracting myself or chocolate and you know
yeah. The stuff
social
that we like.
scrolling, all
Yeah.
that stuff that we all do sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But since I started writing songs, super powerful healing happening for me.
Amazing.
Nice. Nice.
We'll have to go watch Maryann sing and play one night.
We
Yeah.
will. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's the female version of Dylan, or Dylan's the female version of her. We just don't know that yet. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So we are about to say goodnight to everybody. And Maureen has never been part of this process. So
Okay.
it's
Do
gonna
you
be
want me to
no,
go off and let you go?
absolutely
Nope.
not.
Okay.
This is because of I can't shut off my camera.
So you can shut off your camera when Paula tells us to, and then Jim will be on because Jim doesn't know how to do it. But
Still
I know
gonna
you know how to do it.
Okay. I do.
All right. So
But
Paula,
just stay on for a minute so we can talk after.
Okay.
Paula, thank you very much for taking the show and doing what you do. And I want to thank everybody who joined us on today. And the questions came left, right, and center. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Yeah, and enjoy your week. Maureen, thank you for coming on and expressing that information about grief, because it's one of the hardest things to talk about and one of the hardest things to deal with. So we love you for that. Thank you so much for that one.
Thank you, Maryann.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you
was
for
a
giving
lot
me
of
the chance.
appreciation in the comments for everything you said.
Good.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I always think the more people hear it, the more good is done.
It gets out there.
Yep.
So audience, we will see you next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to thank all of you for joining us again. Like, this was a lot of fun. Linda, always. Like,
See you in 2 weeks. I won't be here next week, but 2
Right.
weeks. Yeah.
And then we're going to have Amy on, which is going to be, that's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait. I'm going to let her read me on air.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'm afraid. Good night, everybody. Peace. We love you all. If you have grandchildren, hug them really, really tight and tell them that you love them, okay? And have a great week, everybody. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, now, okay. Hang on a second here. I'm serious. Where to go? Guys, have a nice night. Don't work too hard. What is this thing here? What is this? No, wrong thing. Hang on. Good night, everybody. We love ya. Take care. Bye, I think, somewhere. What the heck? Here it is.